Hey, Pat Rigsby here, and I want to talk to you about designing your morning routine as a fitness business owner because there are a lot of resources out there about morning routines. I mean, we've seen all the miracle morning stuff from how Elrod, my buddy Craig Ballantyne, has the perfect day formula, which really kind of started with this perfect morning formula, and a host of others. But the challenge is our business is a little bit different. So many of these morning routines talk to you about all these things that you need to do as an early riser, and you're going to get a jump on the day and all that stuff. But the reality is if you're training clients at 5:30 in the morning, you're supposed to get up at 2? Because the way that they'd have you do this, where you're supposed to spend this first 2 or 3 hours of your day really focusing on all the things that you want to get done, it's almost impossible, right? Like they're just asking you to kind of work what I would think of as like third shift. And maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to adapt a morning routine to fit you instead of just adapting to fit these people's version of a morning routine. So I'm going to help. See, there are a lot of great principles that people teach about focusing on your top priorities, getting your most important things done. But if you're training sessions at 5:30 in the morning, at 6:30 in the morning, then we need to kind of reshuffle the deck. We need to rearrange things in a way that works. So the thing that I teach my clients is 3 by 11. We want to get our top 3 priorities done by 11 a.m. Now, for a lot of the morning routine proponents out there, 11 is like mid-afternoon. It's almost the end of the workday, right? But the reality is what we're trying to do is understand that certain blocks of time are already accounted for in our life. So the way that I would organize my day to approach this successfully would be, we want to plan our day the evening prior. We want to basically get out our planner, whatever planning system that you use, and plan our tomorrow. So the first thing that we do before we outline our priorities, before we do anything else, is we say, what am I already committed to? What have I already said that I'm obligated to? Because these are the things that we have to do to just sustain where we're at personally and professionally. So if you're committed to training people at 5:30 and at 6:30, if you're committed to taking your child to school at 7, these are blocks that are already accounted for. So you can write whatever to-do list you want, but it's probably doing a disservice to the people who already are part of your life and have already exchanged this commitment with you. So we go ahead and fill what my wife calls containers of time. We allocate that time to the things that we've already committed to personally and professionally. Then after that, we can say, okay, well, what do I still have available? Maybe before 11, I've got 90 minutes available to accomplish the things that are going to move me from where I am to where I want to be. Now, maybe you have less, maybe you have more. The premise is still the same. What we're trying to do is say, okay, in the time that I have available, what are my top 3 priorities to get done? Now, this may be stuff to drive new leads in the door. It may be stuff to convert existing leads to paying clients. It may be work that you're doing to design systems, to develop your team. And it may be personal stuff. It may be fitting in your own training, knowing that you being the best version of you allows a greater impact on everything else that you're involved in. Whatever that is, that's up to you. But what you're doing is saying, okay, I'm going to get these top 3 priorities done by 11, not including the things that I'm already committed to. So whatever time I have available, what are the top 3 things I can get done in that time frame before I start being reactive to other people's needs, to other people's wants? It doesn't mean that we need to have an all-day closed-door policy. It doesn't mean that we're not going to be responsive to emails or text or calls. It just means that we're going to grant ourselves the same attention and focus that we grant those clients at 5:30, that we grant those clients at 6:30. We're going to say, look, you know what? From 5:30 to 6:30, I'm giving you my undivided attention. I'm giving you my focus. I'm not returning emails while I'm coaching you. I'm not answering calls or returning texts. I'm spending my time invested in you. Well, sometime before 11 o'clock, you need to do the same for yourself. Because if you do the same for yourself, what you're going to find is you're closing the gap on those goals day after day, instead of just really succumbing to being reactive to whatever other people throw on your plate. Because let's face it, when somebody emails you, they're doing it at their convenience. When they text you, when they call you, when they Facebook message you, like, they're doing it at their convenience. That doesn't mean that you have to respond at their convenience. It means that you're probably going to respond, but you are permitted to do it at your convenience. So hopefully this makes sense, right? Like, there's not a lot of complexity to this. If you're planning your day the night before, and to take it a step further, if you're planning your week on the weekend. So for me, on Sunday night, I plan my upcoming week. What are the things that I need to do to make this week a win, to reach my goals? And then each day, I'm going to review that. I'm going to say, okay, how can I use this time I have? Maybe it's that 90 minutes that I already alluded to. How can I use that to move towards those goals? And then once I've closed that door, once I've checked off those three, not only have I won the day, but now I can move on and feel good about responding to other people, working down that to-do list that is never ending. Because let's face it, that's how to-do lists work. Whatever you check off, something else is going to replace. So if we don't make the things that are important to us and our goals, personally and professionally, a priority, they're not going to get done. There's always going to be something else trying to use your time. So that's how I think people in the fitness industry can get the most out of their morning routine. To apply that 3x11 policy, you do that, you can take the best parts of all these other planning systems and put them in play to work around the business and the lifestyle that we've embraced for ourselves. Thanks for watching. If you click the first link in either the description or the link in the pinned comment, you can get my latest book, The Ideal Business Formula, for free. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button for me. If you have any questions or comments or video requests, leave me a comment below and I'll be quick to respond. And lastly, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm posting videos weekly now, and if you turn your notification bell on, you'll be sure to get them all.